How do you stop a bad habit in a blink of an eye? My name is Blaze Asayan, and I help young men break bad habits, build confidence, and develop self esteem. Today, I want to discuss how you can create a mechanism in your mind to quit any habit you desire, whether it's a really bad habit or just something you've been thinking of stopping doing for a long time. You see, I believe that to be able to quit a habit, you need to build evidence within yourself that you are capable of doing so over and over again, right? So when I wasn't in control of my actions and what I was doing, my mind was controlling me rather than me controlling it. I was vaping, smoking weed. I wanted to stop for a long time and I simply couldn't because I had a dependence on it. My mind was dominating me. My mind's desire for it was more powerful than my desire to stop it. Until one day, the anger built up so much of myself that I decided enough was enough, and I made a decision. That's the first phase. That's the first phase when you're going to drop any habit and, really start going on this journey to change your life, change your habits, become stronger mentally, and build up that evidence within yourself that you're capable of doing that. So now whenever I decide to stop doing something or start doing something, it happens like this. Just like that. Just in 1 second, I can decide I want to do this or I don't want to do that. I'll give you a recent example. I kind of felt myself on a routine of drinking caffeine every single day, coffee. And I would drink a large cold brew coffee, very strong, every day, only once a day in the morning. But either way, I felt my body starting to require that in my routine. My body was craving the caffeine and I didn't feel awake enough until I had it in my system. So I sat with myself for a while and I said to myself, you know what? This is not you. You are someone who has complete control over their mind, and now you're letting the caffeine dominate your mind. And you're letting it become a necessity rather than something that you just enjoy on a daily basis. So I just said to myself, all right, done. No more caffeine. Now I haven't had a drink of coffee in a few months and I feel fine because I created that mechanism in my head, and I also created evidence for myself that I was capable of quitting it in the blink of an eye. There was no thought of any repercussions that might come from that, me feeling sluggish or whatever. I just decided that I'm going to stop it completely. And that's given me a ton of confidence in myself and an understanding that I'm in control of this. You need to understand that if you want to become someone who's in control of your mind, you need to build evidence that you're able to do it. If you've let your habits, run your life, pornography, this is the most common thing in young men, pornography, smoking weed, nicotine, drinking, drugs, whatever it is, if you've let something dominate your mind, you need to finally regain control of one thing. Say, I'm going to stop this one thing. If you have a bunch of bad habits in place like I did, start with one thing. Say, I'm going to cut this out of my life completely today. Then, once you've done that, move on to the next thing, and then to the next thing, and then to the next thing. To the point where it doesn't become hard to drop that habit anymore, whether it's addictive or not. I don't care. I know people who've quit nicotine like that. Super addictive chemical. They were able to stop it super quickly. Build up that confidence in yourself. Build up that evidence that you're able to do it, and it will happen. I promise you that. I am so happy that I've learned that with myself, that I'm able to drop anything or start anything whenever I want. Another example, whenever I'm just deciding to go for a run and I'm feeling a little sore and I live on a hill, so I start walking down the hill and pretty far down the hill, few miles, and I get to the bottom and I look up the hill and I start thinking about how this run's gonna be. My brain sometimes will start going, it's gonna be hard. Your legs are a little sore today. And I just tell myself, go. Just go. Automatic mechanism that I've created in my mind. To start anything or stop anything, you need to be able to do both. Say, I want to start this today and I want to stop this today, and go ahead and do it. It'll be uncomfortable. I'm not saying that it won't be uncomfortable, but once you've done it enough times, it won't be anymore. Honestly, I know people who've drank caffeine for years, and they continue to not be able to stop even though they want to. And I know other people who have been able to quit in a second. And the difference between those two people is that one has built up evidence that they're capable of stopping anything whenever they want to, and the other person hasn't. And they don't have dominance over their actions. So that's the difference between the one person who's able to stop and start anytime they want and the person who isn't. So I want to tell you right now, you're in control of this. If you don't feel like you're in control, like I didn't feel I was for a long time, just understand that it's going to take time, and you need to build up undeniable proof that you are able to do anything you set your mind to. Once you do that, you'll become unstoppable. I'm sure of it. I really hope that what I said today resonates with some people. I'm really trying to help a lot of people get out of that place of feeling stuck, feeling like they're not in control. I know how that feels, to feel like your mind is dominating you, that you can't stop yourself from doing things, even though you really want to stop doing them, because you built up this dependence and your brain is telling you that you're weak and that you have to continue doing this because you're not capable of stopping. Finally, when you dominate your mind, you will understand that that person you used to be is nothing like the person you are now. And you'll laugh and think about how far you've come, be so happy with yourself and proud of yourself for being strong enough to take that leap to change your life. I want to thank you for watching today's video. If you're interested in anything I do in my services of coaching young men in breaking bad habits, in building confidence, in developing self-esteem, cutting their anxiety, all these things, I want you to click the link in my bio. You'll learn more about me, who I am. Check out my site. Check out my other pages as well. And, I think there's a movement in the works right now. Actually, I know there's a movement in the works, and I'm going to create it. And I'm going to help change the lives of young men all over the world, especially the Western world right now, because they need it. And I won't stop until I make that happen. I want to thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one.